Amidu as the special prosecutor?
I remember he once spoke against this office. I remember.
Yes, he wrote several times against it.
So I'm surprised. So I don't know how he can be able to do the same work, the work he spoke against. I don't know.
Maybe his speaking against was to fine-tune the law providing for the office. Now that the law has been established, what prevents him from taking the position?
If the law has been fine-tuned or if the law has been done, then he should take over, he should do it. But if it's still the same as he said earlier, then he shouldn't touch that office, he shouldn't even be there at all.
Will he deliver? Can he fight corruption?
I know he will deliver because in times past, he spoke against it. Okay. So I'm sure
that he will
if he fails, I'll be surprised.
We will fight corruption.
I pray he will. And I know he can. Because he's somebody who seemingly, you can see what he sees and just perceive that, oh, this man can fight it. Let's see how he goes about it.
But there are those who say that we can never ever root out corruption. It's ingrained in mankind and greed is part of it. Is this something that, mindful of your experience, you believe in?
Unless we leave this earth, nobody can ever remove corruption. Everybody is corrupt, but there are levels. I always say it. Some want to do it the highest way. Some want to do it the least way. For instance, government will tell you, oh, we are not corrupt. But sometimes you know how they will do it. They hide it in budgets.
Interesting.
Yes. No, they'll hide it in budgets.
Okay.
So they'll just blow the budget, they'll make it big so that they can chop, and they'll say we are not corrupt. Because sometimes when you look at such the amount going to certain areas of the sectors of the economy, sometimes ask yourself why. What is that money? What would that money be used for?
You don't think they are justified?
Most of the money say they are not justified.
Okay, so now I'll ask you to, we in the Fourth Republic have had Jerry Rawlings, we've had J.A. Mills, we also had former President Kufuor, and also had former President Mahama. Then currently, the President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo is in charge of the state. Which of them were corrupt?
Except you catch the person.
You can't say they were corrupt.
Nobody is corrupt except you catch the person. That's why I said somebody, it may be seen as incorruptible, but this nobody is incorruptible. But they can find means to get things done.
Even pastors?
Even pastors.
Like yourself?
Like myself. Nobody is exempted from corruption.
Then we can't deal with it ever.
So I always say that all we must do is that we must talk to people gradually to change. But you say to root out corruption, it will never work. Because the pastor, he has a certain church member who is in government, who brings the pastor money. Where does he get the money from? The pastor will never ask that church folk.
Should they reject it?
If the Spirit of God tells you reject it. But if he doesn't tell you, you accept it. But the question is, why don't you ask the person where he got the money from?
Do you ask your church members where they get the money from?
I had one of the persons working in past government. Okay. And when you come to me about settlement, I'll ask you, how did this thing come about? I'll ask you. I want to ask you because I don't want anything to happen that tomorrow I'll be involved. Okay. Oh, I took this money. What happened? I gave it to my pastor. No, I'll ask you. That's why I say I don't want to flow with politicians. Because if you don't take care, the money they give to you, sometimes stolen money, sometimes, how do you call it? Before they do a contract, they give the person the money up front before the contract is given to that person. It's all corruption.
That's interesting to note. Because your church is popular.
By the grace of God.
Notable people are in your church.
Only by the grace of God.
Let me get to appreciate how all of these happen. And perhaps before then, you, became extremely popular for a prophetic statement you made about the president of today, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Contrary to your prophecy that he will not be president, he became president.
I never said so.
You never said he will not be president?
I said, you go and click up to YouTube. I said, the seat is for him. But I'm not sure he can take it because of certain things.